Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Hard Truth. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, we're having a live tonight at 8:45, and I hope to see you there. We're going to have a lot of great fun. All right, so make sure that you make it to the live tonight so that we can comment on some of the things in this video. All right, today we're talking about how we have too much evidence out here that's still not adding up. And there are three great big questions that we still need to have answers in the Idaho 4 case. All right? So maybe you can help. Grab that coffee, that wonderful tea, as we begin our story. All of the content for this presentation is based on the PCA because it's the PCA that got Brian Koberger arrested. All right. The PCA says Diem and Bethany both made statements during interviews that indicated the occupants of the King Road residence were at home by 2 and asleep or at least in their rooms by approximately 4 a.m. So, according to the PCA, this is where we are. All right. Dylan's awake. Of course, she woke up at 4. Kaylee's awake. She's got her dog playing with it. Xana and possibly Ethan are awake because of food and TikTok. Bethany could be awake because she gave an account of where everybody was from 2 to 4. So it's likely if she made a statement saying, hey, everybody got home by 2 and by 4, pretty much everybody was in their rooms, it's possible that Bethany was awake also. But we know Dylan was awake, we know Kaylee was, and we know Xana was, all right, according to the PCA. So that leads us to our huge first question. How did the killer get in the house? Okay, it's 4:07. It's impossible that the killer came in before 4:07 based on the PCA. And we've already talked about that. I'll maybe go back to it in a minute. But how did the killer get in the house? Did he come through the front door? How could the killer get in the front door? And don't say the DoorDash driver, because if a DoorDash was delivered at 4 o'clock, the DoorDash driver is gone. It's 4:07, 4:08. The DoorDash driver is gone. So how did the killer get in the house? Did he have the code? Because there's no forced entry. How did the killer get in the house? How did he come through the back door? He couldn't have broken the back sliding door lock, or they would have said that there was forced entry. But they said no forced entry, so that lock on the back sliding door had to already be broken. So if it was already broken, either they locked the door manually with the stools or whatever, and if the stools were behind the door to where there's no way you could open it, how did the killer get in the house? However he got in the house, how long did it take him to do it? Because if he couldn't just waltz in and it took him time to get inside the house, that shaves off time that he had to commit the murder. Dylan said Kaylee was playing with her dog at about 4:07. And then she said there's someone here. And so if Kaylee believed there was someone in the house, I don't believe she would lock her dog away in a room. Okay, she would send her dog to go and see who it is. Or at any rate, the dog is there for protection. And so if she's believing there's someone in the house, I don't see her locking her dog away. And so if the killer is in the house at this time, some kind of way, he got in around 4:07 or 4:08, how did the dog end up in the room? As we can see here, the dynamic has changed. Okay? Now we have a seventh person in the house, and Murphy, the dog, is in the room locked away because, according to the PCA, he did not have any bodily fluids on him. And so, in just 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, there's somebody else in the house. The dog is in the room. Kaylee is not, okay? Because if the killer went upstairs and Kaylee and Murphy were in Kaylee's room and the killer confronted Kaylee, I don't understand how that could happen without the dog having blood on him. So the dynamic has changed incredibly in just 2 minutes. This is, let's see what's going on the other side of the house. All right, by 4:10, we know that the killer has to already be in Maddie's room. All right, and Dylan, by her own admission, is up under them in her room, awake. And so this is where Dylan messed up, where she said she heard Kaylee playing with her dog. So she heard Kaylee playing with her dog. She heard the scuffle. When even if nobody screamed, she heard the she heard the scuffle. If you could hear Kaylee playing with her dog, you can hear the scuffle of somebody being unalived, especially two people. So when she told us that she heard Kaylee playing with her dog, she let us know right there that she heard everything else. If she hadn't said that, we would have to wonder about just how much she could hear upstairs. But she told us as soon as she woke up, she heard Kaylee playing with her dog upstairs. So she heard everything. When Maddie and Kaylee were being assaulted, she heard everything. All right, she might have been right there in the room, as far as I'm concerned, because it's just ludicrous to ask us to believe that this girl was wide awake in her room, and at two or three different points in time, her door was open. So she heard everything. It's almost like mocking us to say, I heard her playing with her dog up there. I opened my door, but I didn't see anybody. People are being mauled. You got your bedroom door open. So even if you couldn't hear it in your room with the door shut, surely when you opened your bedroom door, you heard it. I mean, to me, it's almost sadistic to sit up here and ask us to believe that these kids were unalived in this manner. And Dylan Mortensen was in her room with her door open during it all and just is just totally oblivious to what happened until hours later. Come on, get out of here. We need to move on to the next topic. All right.